Okay, so Wednesday is the physical path to peace, if you will. My New Year's resolution for this particular category. I thought about a lot of different ideas, like obviously the obvious ones. If you want to get healthier, eat better, eat well, drink your water, follow the circadian rhythm, meaning get enough sleep, go to sleep at certain times, have some sort of structure with your sleep. Drink a lot of water, exercise, have weight bearing exercises. There's a whole lot of different things, and this whole time before New Year's came, this was kind of a last minute change, but I kept thinking, you know what? What can I do with the situation that I'm in and how obliterated I am and how low I am in every single category or path to peace and my likelihood of actually attaining the goal. If you watched the other videos, I'm just trying to do just something. And so that's where I need to start. So I was going to just be like, okay, I'll do push-ups or I'll do, sit-ups or, just something so basic every day, or just walking, because I do walk, But some days I might walk a lot and other days not at all. It depends on what's going on. It depends if the buses happen to be free or, whatever, my life changes so much. So that was what I was planning on doing, some sort of small exercise to start with. Not food, because food I can't do right now. It's just not going to happen for me in my situation. It could for somebody else, perhaps, and it would be a very good thing, because I'm going to tell you in the future some health challenges that I have, and I do believe that food would totally help. But it's just not something that I can concentrate on right now for me. Though I should. But where I decided to start at is actually just getting out of bed. And I put getting out of bed, get out of bed 7 to 8 a.m. So I gave myself a fluff time there. I didn't make it exactly 7 o'clock or whatever. I'll set an alarm for 8 o'clock, so I'm definitely out of bed by 8. But if I happen, if 7 o'clock comes and I happen to actually still be asleep, then I want to take as much time as I can to get that sleep. And the reality is, this is kind of not applicable to me or my situation or many people's situation that are homeless. First of all, what bed? Second of all, you're all over the place. Literally, you're in one location, and then you're in another location, then you're in another location. Your whole life is determined by the weather. So, like last night, it rained. It's freezing. It's in the 30s still, thankfully. But in the next few days, it's going to get down into the 20s, and I'm thankful for the 30s, but I'm kind of really not. Cold is the one thing I'm a total baby for. So the idea of bed, it's in quotations, because sometimes you don't even sleep. If the sun comes up, I'm up. So, in the summertime, the sun is up by 5 o'clock. Regardless of the night I had, I pretty much wake up. If there's a chance that I don't wake up, then that's the blessing. And that's where I want to sleep at least till 8, because that's a huge blessing for me. But most of the time, I'm up at least when the sun comes up, if not before that. And many times you can be in a certain situation or whatever, and you're just, whether there's somebody else around you that's making you nervous, or whether you're in a dark area, which helps me sleep, But then dark areas come with a lack of security, and so that lack of security keeps you awake. So then you go to a light area. Well, then the lights are so bright, even if I put the hoodie over, which I do, it doesn't, it still comes through. So there's just so many reasons that you're lucky if you get a few hours every night. So, so because of that, I found one area the last, and I don't stay in one area all the time because I don't like people seeing me constantly, because then the cops come and da 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 da. So I don't want to wear out my welcome, and I don't want other people to feel uncomfortable. So but there was one area a few weeks ago where I was like, wow, this is a good location. And I was actually getting some sleep, like 6 or 7 hours. Like, wow. And, but still, it was hard to go to sleep at night. So I still wasn't maybe getting to sleep till like 1. I usually wake up at least once or twice during the night. So if I'm lucky and I'm not in the depths of depression, that's where videos come in, and that's where, again, I try to be somewhere where there's internet. So, because if I wake up and I don't have a video, like a debate or some sort of lecture or something that I can just push play that will kind of soothe my mind so I can fall back asleep, if I start thinking even a little bit, I'm done for. So anyways, I found this place a few weeks ago, and it was good. And so I wasn't going to sleep till maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. I'd wake up once or twice, but come the morning, that's when I was really getting some good sleep because it was warm. The sun would come up and it was warming me up, and so I'd just sleep, and then I wouldn't wake up till like maybe 9 or 10 because I was in an area where people didn't see me. I had a little bit of privacy, which was like awesome. So, but then you wake up at 9 or 10 and then you watch, YouTube videos and the depression and all the negative thoughts and,
I know dark places, and I also know the morning. I know what the morning can represent for so many people who struggle with mood disorders. If you're anything like me, morning was the scariest time because I didn't know how I was going to wake up that day or how painful it was going to be. Sometimes I couldn't imagine getting out of bed. Other days it was a little bit easier, but no matter what, I was afraid of the morning because of how much more depressed and how much more awful I felt. I think I sort of look at it like this. Most people don't care for the morning anyway, even when they're not depressed, but when you are actually formally clinically depressed, it's not firing off properly in your brain. The morning is like a tidal wave of hopelessness that makes you feel like you're drowning every time. People have messaged me all around the world talking about the same thing, that mornings are just this terrible time. What can they do? What's the solution to these horrible, horrible feelings in the morning, particularly hard feelings in the morning? And here's a tough pill to swallow that I just want to be blunt with you. This is not a quick fix video. And if you're clinically depressed, nothing will be a quick fix. And we're like afraid to tell each other that it's gonna be hopeless for a while. You're gonna have to survive it. One of the things you can do is make a commitment that once your alarm goes off, you will get up. You have to get out of bed. A lot of them up and insidious thoughts come from ruminating laying in your bed. If you can give yourself certain structure, then you can go into autopilot. And yes, you're hurting, and it's not going to take away the pain, but it will distract you from the pain, which might distract some of those less useful thoughts, though that stinking thinking. Your broken brain cannot fix your damaged mind, so you need to just go. So for me, when my alarm gets off, I give myself like 20 seconds. 20 seconds and it's up, and all I want to do is stay there and not move, but it's about survival.
Again, so that's why the get out of bed, quote unquote, because not even just because I don't have a bed per se, and not even because of the chaosness of my life, but because it's more of actually a mental idea, meaning get to work, get on your purpose, you know, start doing a video, or, you know, whatever it is that I have planned, my goals, start working on your goals. Boom. By 8 o'clock, you need to be working on your goals. No YouTube videos, no this, no that, no nothing. You need to be on purpose, working on your goals.
You know, you can tyrannize yourself into doing things, but I wouldn't recommend it. What I would recommend it instead is that you ask yourself what you're willing to do. It's a really effective technique. It's like a meditative technique. So for example, you can get up in the morning and you can think, well, you know, I'd like to have a good day today, so I'd like to go to bed tonight without feeling guilty because I, you know, didn't do some things I said I was going to. Then you can ask yourself, well, okay, what would I have to do in order for that to happen that I would do? So what you do in a situation like that is you teach the person to negotiate with themselves. Say, well,
The thing is, with these particular goals, I just needed something that I could actually accomplish and not fail. And so I thought, what do I do and that I could accomplish that would, you know, push me just a little bit, but not that I wouldn't fail again, because I just keep failing, and so I'm trying not to set myself up for failure. As I thought, well, I could just practice some deep breathing. I know that, you know, oxygen is huge for healing your body, and it's good for your mind, and it's good for calming and things like that. That's about all I knew. Lo and behold, after I decided that this would be the New Year's resolution, a few days ago, there's tons of stuff on YouTube about breathing. Apparently it's a big deal for your health, so that's what I'm going to be focusing on. And the last part of this is gratitude. So I expressed it in yesterday's video, but I want to express it again today. I'm very, very grateful for all of you that have stuck with this with me and are still here. I'm grateful for those of you who are just now joining. But for those of you who've been here, and I have seen more and more of your comments, you know, asking where I am and asking about my whereabouts and expressing love and concern and care and worry, and you know, I didn't see any of those messages because I literally, like I said, this is the first time I even signed on to my account since all my stuff got erased. So I haven't even been on the account because it's just a reminder of failure. And so I haven't been able to read everything, but I've read a bunch of messages, and I'm so grateful for you guys. And I really just can't express that enough. I'm very grateful for you guys, and you know, the reason I'm putting gratitude in this area of physical rather than emotional, it probably fits more appropriately in the emotional, is because I want it to be part of that morning routine. And I do believe that it also physically can change your body. I'm going to play a clip for you now that, you know, I watched this whole interview. I tried to find it this morning when I had this accident happen. If you watch that video, you'll know what I'm talking about. I was trying to look for this video that I saw a long time ago. I couldn't find it. So here's a clip that's about the same sort of gist. But the video was like an hour-and-a-half interview, and it was just talking about all sorts of different political and socio-economic and historical problems that we've been through, and just all the troubles that we're going through right now, and that, you know, history has proven to keep coming up. And it was such a good, like, it was so enlightening and so educational, and the talk was so good. And then towards the end, the interviewer was like, you know, well, what do you suggest as an antidote, you know? And the guy being interviewed had hit so many different areas. And so, you know, I mean, I thought he could have a laundry list of solutions, or he could pick 1,000 things, and what he said was gratitude. He culminated everything. And he said, the way that we change it, the way that we move forward to a brighter future is gratitude. And it was just so profound, because like I said, for an hour and a half, I'm just like, I'm enveloped in this, and then like, really? And you know, I mean, he's not a spiritual leader or anything like that. I didn't think that that would be the answer. And so here's this clip. It is a clip. It's not the same clip. I couldn't find it, but gives you the same sort of gist. And let me just say this. Some of the people that I've put on my videos so far, Jordan Peterson, this guy, you might have some preconceived ideas about them, or your own experiences or opinions, or, you know, politically might fall on this side or that side, or, you know, sometimes some things that are said are harsh or go against your principles. And I understand all of that. So I understand all of that. But all I'm presenting to you right now, in different videos in the future, I'm sure, just listen to the words that are said and see if it means something to you. I mean, as far as the political and all that kind of stuff, we all need to put down our swords. But even if you can't put down your sword, even if you have your own ideas and you know, morals that you might feel are conflicting, just listen to what's being said. I do that with everybody. I don't care where it comes from. Somebody I don't agree with could have said this, and it would have still been profound to me, and I would still put it in my video. So here it is.
Find a way to turn around this society in which resentment has become key. And I say resentment because, as I say, resentment is one of the deep, deep human emotions. And we can all have it. We all fall prey to it at some point. My point is that that's a very fundamental human emotion, resentment. And you can be encouraged into it. You can be encouraged into being a resentful person. Well, it's the same thing with a society. A society can be encouraged into being a resentful society. You don't have everything you want, and somebody else is to blame. Not everything in the past was exactly to your liking, so tear down the past. Somebody in history 200 years ago had a wrong done to them, and you're going to assume that wrong onto yourself. You're going to tear at a closed wound and then cry about the pain that's been caused to you. You know, that is a perfectly possible human emotion, and we can be encouraged as individuals and as a society into it. But the opposite is also possible. The only thing that cancels out resentment in your life and as a country is gratitude. Gratitude is the only deep answer to the resentful person.